When life breaks you, it doesn't send a warning. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, or your timing. One moment you feel in control, and the next moment everything falls apart. The things you trusted disappear. The people you relied on walk away. The strength you believed you had suddenly feels like it's not enough. And in that moment, you feel lost. Pain is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. Most people misunderstand pain. They see it as something negative, something to avoid at all costs, something that signals failure or weakness. But pain is not your enemy. Pain is a signal. It is a message. It is life's way of telling you that something needs to change, something needs to grow, something inside you is ready to evolve. The problem is not the pain itself, but how you respond to it. When pain arrives, it shakes your comfort, breaks your routine, and forces you to face realities you were avoiding. It pushes you out of the familiar and into the unknown. And that unknown is where transformation begins. When everything is going well, when life feels easy, you rarely question yourself. You stay the same because there is no reason to change. Comfort creates stagnation, but pain destroys comfort. It forces you to look deeper, to think harder, to become stronger. It challenges your beliefs, your habits, your mindset. It asks you difficult questions. Who are you when everything falls apart? What are you made of when there is nothing left to hold on to? And in searching for those answers, you begin to transform. Transformation is not a smooth process. It is messy, uncomfortable, and often painful. It requires letting go of the old version of yourself. The version that thought small, that feared failure, that depended on others for validation. Pain strips away those layers. It breaks your ego. It humbles you. And in that broken state, you are given a rare opportunity to rebuild yourself from the ground up. Not as the person you were, but as the person you are capable of becoming. Think about moments in your life when you grew the most. It was never during times of comfort or ease. It was during struggles, during heartbreak, during failure. Those were the moments that shaped you. Those were the moments that taught you resilience, patience, and strength. Pain forces you to adapt. It forces you to find solutions. It forces you to rise, even when you feel like staying down. And every time you rise, you become stronger than before. Pain also changes your perspective. It makes you see life differently. Things that once seemed important lose their value. Things you ignored suddenly become meaningful. You begin to appreciate small victories, small moments of peace, small steps forward. Pain teaches gratitude in a way that comfort never can. It teaches you that strength is not about never falling, but about always getting back up. It teaches you that your limits are often illusions, and that you are capable of much more than you ever believed. But transformation requires a decision. Pain alone is not enough. You must choose to grow from it. You must choose to face it instead of running from it. Many people experience pain, but not everyone transforms. Some people stay stuck, trapped in their suffering, repeating the same patterns, blaming their circumstances. But those who transform are the ones who take responsibility. They look at their pain and ask, what can this teach me? How can this make me better? And that shift in mindset changes everything. There will be moments when the pain feels unbearable. Moments when you feel like giving up, when you question whether it's worth it. In those moments, remember that transformation is happening, even if you cannot see it yet. Just like a seed buried underground, you may feel surrounded by darkness, but growth is taking place beneath the surface. Roots are forming, strength is building, and soon, that growth will break through into the light. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. Pain is refining you. It is removing what is weak and strengthening what is strong. It is turning your struggles into lessons, your failures into experience, your fear into courage. This process is not easy, but it is necessary. The truth is, the version of you that exists right now is not your final form. There is a stronger version of you waiting to emerge. A version that is more confident, more resilient, more focused. But that version cannot exist without transformation. And transformation cannot happen without pain. It is through the fire that gold is purified. It is through pressure that diamonds are formed. And it is through pain that you become powerful. So when pain enters your life, do not see it as the end. See it as the beginning of a new mindset, a new strength, a new version of yourself. Embrace it, learn from it, and grow through it. Because on the other side of pain, there is a transformation waiting for you, one that will make you stronger than you ever imagined. Breakdowns create breakthroughs. In the moment when everything falls apart, it feels like destruction. It feels like loss, like failure, like the end of something you worked hard to build. Plans collapse, expectations shatter, and the future you once imagined suddenly disappears. You stand in the middle of the ruins, confused and overwhelmed, wondering how everything went so wrong. But what you don't realize in that moment is that this breakdown is not just an ending, it is also an opening. It is creating space for something new, something stronger, something more aligned with who you are meant to become. Breakdowns strip away illusions. They expose the truth about your situation, your relationships, your habits, and even your mindset. Things that once seemed stable reveal their weaknesses. Things you depended on show their limitations. And as painful as that realization is, it is necessary, because you cannot build something strong on a weak foundation. Sometimes life has to break what is unstable so that you can rebuild on something real. What feels like loss is often the removal of what was holding you back. In those moments, you may feel powerless. You may feel like you've lost control over your life. But this is where the shift begins, because a breakdown forces you to stop and reflect. It interrupts your routine, your distractions, and your comfort. It forces you to ask deeper questions. What truly matters to you? What direction do you want to go? Who do you want to become? These questions don't come easily during times of comfort. They come when everything else is taken away, when you are left with nothing but yourself and your thoughts. And that is where the breakthrough starts. A breakthrough is not a sudden miracle. It is a process. It begins with awareness. You start to see things clearly. You recognize patterns that were hurting you. You become aware of choices that led you here. And with that awareness comes responsibility. You realize that even though you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. That realization is powerful. It shifts you from a victim mindset to a growth mindset. It gives you back your power. As you move forward, the breakthrough continues through action. Small steps at first. You begin to rebuild, slowly and intentionally. You change your habits. You adjust your mindset. You set new boundaries. You make different decisions. Each small step may not seem significant on its own, but together they create momentum. And that momentum leads to transformation. What once felt like a breakdown becomes the very reason for your growth. There is a hidden strength that only reveals itself during breakdowns. It is the strength to endure, to adapt, to rise again. You discover that you are capable of handling more than you thought. You learn how to face fear, how to deal with uncertainty, how to keep going even when things are difficult. These are not lessons you can learn in comfort. They are forged in struggle. And once you gain them, they stay with you. They become part of who you are. Breakdowns also redefine your priorities. When everything is taken away, you begin to see what truly matters. You stop chasing things that don't bring real value. You focus on what is meaningful, what is real, what aligns with your purpose. This clarity is a breakthrough in itself. It changes the way you live your life. It helps you make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and pursue goals that truly matter to you. There will be moments when you want to resist the breakdown, when you want to hold on to what is falling apart. It's natural. Letting go is difficult, but sometimes holding on causes more pain than letting go. Sometimes what you are losing is not meant to stay in your life. And by holding on, you delay the breakthrough that is waiting for you. Trust the process, even when it doesn't make sense. Trust that what is breaking is making way for something better. Every breakthrough begins with discomfort. It requires stepping into the unknown, trying something new, and taking risks. It requires courage, and that courage is built during the breakdown. The pain you feel becomes the fuel that pushes you forward. It gives you the motivation to change, to grow, to become better. Without that discomfort, there would be no reason to move beyond where you are. One day, you will look back at your breakdown and see it differently. You will see that it was not the moment that destroyed you, but the moment that redirected you. It was the moment that forced you to grow, to evolve, to step into a stronger version of yourself. What once felt like chaos will make sense. What once felt like loss will feel like a necessary step in your journey. Breakdowns create breakthroughs because they force change. They push you out of your comfort zone and into growth. They break what is weak and reveal what is strong. They challenge you, shape you, and ultimately transform you. And while the process is painful, the result is powerful. Because on the other side of every breakdown, there is a breakthrough waiting to be discovered, one that has the power to change your life in ways you never imagined. Your lowest moment reveals your true strength. There comes a time in life when everything you thought defined you begins to fade. The confidence you once carried feels distant. The certainty you relied on disappears. The support you expected is no longer there. And suddenly, you find yourself at your lowest point, a place where nothing feels secure, nothing feels clear, and nothing feels easy. It is in this moment, when you feel stripped of everything, that your true strength begins to reveal itself. Most people believe strength is shown when things are going well. They think strength is confidence, success, or control. But real strength is not tested in comfort. It is tested in chaos. It is tested when you are tired, when you are hurting, when you feel like giving up, but still choose to move forward. Your lowest moment removes all distractions. It takes away the image you try to present to the world and forces you to face who you really are. At your lowest, there is no pretending. There is no hiding behind achievements or external validation. It is just you and your thoughts. You begin to see your fears clearly. You begin to hear the voice inside your head that tells you that you are not enough, that you cannot do it, that you should quit. And for a moment, that voice feels powerful. It feels convincing. But what happens next is what defines your strength. Because even in your lowest moment, there is another voice. A quieter one. A voice that tells you to keep going. A voice that reminds you that you have survived difficult days before. A voice that refuses to accept defeat. That voice is your true strength. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. But it is always there, waiting for you to listen. Your lowest moment forces you to make a choice. You can give in to the pain, or you can rise through it. And rising does not mean you suddenly feel strong. It means you act despite feeling weak. It means you take a step forward even when your mind is full of doubt. It means you continue the journey even when you cannot see the destination. That is real strength. Not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward in spite of it. There is a certain kind of resilience that is born only in these moments. It is not something you can learn from books or advice. It is something you experience. When you go through hardship, when you face rejection, when you deal with loss, you develop an inner toughness. You begin to understand that you are capable of enduring more than you thought. You realize that even when everything feels broken, there is still something inside you that refuses to break. Your lowest moment also teaches you independence. It shows you that while support from others is valuable, your true power comes from within. When there is no one to lift you up, you learn to lift yourself. When there is no one to guide you, you learn to trust your own judgment. This self-reliance becomes a source of strength that stays with you long after the difficult moment has passed. In these moments, progress may feel slow. You may not see immediate results. You may feel like you are stuck. But every small effort matters. Every time you choose not to quit, every time you push yourself to keep going, you are building strength. It may not be visible on the outside, but inside, something powerful is forming. A mindset that refuses to give up. A belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. Your lowest moment changes the way you see challenges. Things that once seemed impossible begin to look manageable. You stop fearing failure as much because you have already faced pain. You understand that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. This shift in perspective makes you stronger, not just for the present, but for the future as well. It is important to remember that your lowest moment is temporary. It may feel endless, but it will pass. What will remain is the strength you built during that time, the lessons you learned, the resilience you developed. These are things that no one can take away from you. They become part of your identity, part of your foundation. One day, you will look back at your lowest moment and see it differently. You will see it not as a point of weakness, but as a turning point. A moment where you discovered who you really are. A moment where you proved to yourself that you are stronger than you believed. A moment that shaped you into a better, stronger version of yourself. Your lowest moment reveals your true strength because it forces you to confront yourself. It challenges you, tests you, and ultimately transforms you. It shows you that even when everything around you falls apart, there is something within you that remains unshaken. And that is your power. That is your strength. And once you discover it, nothing can take it away from you. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share.